Earlier, you said that AP shells are capable of piercing through the ship's hull. Is it possible for such a shell to hit vessels next to the penetrated target and deal damage to them?
Such situations may actually occur, and not just for destroyers. For instance, in the course of recent internal playtest, we had two ships, a carrier and a battleship, traveling side by side in parallel. The opponent's shell managed to pierce through the battleship's superstructures and then the carrier's hull, consequently exploding within. Sounds cool, but you should always keep in mind that the shells that travel through the vessel's hull rarely deal a great amount of damage. AP shells should be used sparingly, on vital parts of enemy ships, magazines, and the like.
Will it be possible to accidentally shoot your own ship?
No, the game won't let you shoot yourself in the foot with major caliber cannons. Such cases could take place in reality, caused by sudden failure of barrel elevation mechanisms, even though vessels were usually equipped with an array of blocking mechanisms to prevent such occurrences. WOWs will not allow players to face such mishaps.
Will there be battles where one nation will be fighting against another one, like it was in reality?
Nation versus nation and historical battles seem to be quite interesting concepts and a real challenge for our game designers. Such game modes require thorough elaboration and consideration of every single balance detail, whilst maintaining ship specifications as close as possible to their historical values. There are plenty of historical naval battles that we'd like to reproduce and let our players experience. The alpha test features intensive work on various game modes. For instance, not so long ago, we reconstructed the Battle of Savo Island, also known as the First Battle of the Solomon Sea. It should be mentioned, though, that currently our major resources are exerted on standard 12 versus 12 mode, where you may easily see legendary Yamato and USS Iowa as teammates, traveling side by side.
Which types of ammunition will be implemented?
Currently, the game features three major types of artillery shells: HE, AP, and semi-AP. They all differ in their characteristics, starting from fuse type and ballistic plots, ending with degree and type of damage inflicted. HE shells possess the greatest amount of explosive charge, whereas their penetrating capabilities leave much to be desired. Usually they set off right beyond the first layer of armor. The explosion causes fragmentation that damages all internal elements several meters around. On the other hand, AP shells may deal maximum damage only if set off within the ship's hull, but that's not always the case. Frequently, these projectiles travel throughout the vessel instead, but only this type of ammunition has significant chances against well-armored parts, offering an opportunity to dispose of an enemy with a single salvo. Semi-AP shells occupy their place in between the aforementioned types. They cannot penetrate well like AP and bear lower explosive charges than HE rounds. More often than not, they will fail to penetrate cruisers or battleships. That makes them ideal for damaging less armored vital parts. Choosing your rounds wisely is an important part of World of Warships gameplay. To succeed, you also have to pay attention to the enemy's direction, range, armor specifications, as well as parameters of your own rounds and cannons.
Will you be able to give your ship a name?
You won't be able to do that in World of Warships. Here we ensure historical accuracy, so all of the ships will bear their actual names. Otherwise, a player who cannot distinguish USS Smith from USS St. Louis may get confused watching these vessels named as Monster 666 or Victory, and based on this they may stick to inappropriate tactics, resulting in a defeat. On the other hand, we'd like to offer our players an opportunity to post some unique signatures on their vessels, and camos as well. These will definitely be pre-moderated, allowing players to express individuality to some degree.
Historically, there have been cases where ships have been sunk with a single torpedo hit. How many torpedoes might it take to eliminate a high-tier cruiser in the game?
Yes, here you also have a possibility to sink an enemy with one lucky torpedo hit. This largely depends on the area of impact and the amount of explosive delivered. If the explosion occurs in the vicinity of magazines, causing critical damage, you will surely have sunk your opponent, whether it be a destroyer, battleship, or cruiser. Anyway, the chances of doing that are pretty low. On average, you may require 3 to 5 torpedoes to drown a Tier X cruiser.